Okay. All righty. Good morning to all you backyard beekeepers. Long time no see. Bill Prevet here, and a little explaining to do after I finished the Cornell Master Beekeeping course, which was 2 years and rather extensive. I sort of felt burned out about bees and talking about bees, and I did continue to work with my bees. But then we went on our annual adventure out west to visit family in Illinois and also out in Idaho. And we have a younger son and his wife and two children out there and do a little turkey hunting this fall turkey season in Idaho, and also to visit with his neighbors, the Thompsons. The Thompsons, I took them a bee swarm trap a couple years ago, and lo and behold, they trapped a swarm of bees, and now they've got bees in their backyard. So I had a chance to visit with them and check on their bees. So that was a great trip. Took a little bit longer. We stayed a little bit longer this time around. So we were anxious to get home. And then when we got home, it was time to take honey, which we did. We had about an average flow of honey this year in our three different bee yards. So we were happy about that because that gives us enough money. We sell out of honey, and that gives us enough money to continue the hobby, as it were. So we were pleased with that. Nothing out of the ordinary in our harvesting of honey. Uh, the With the three different bee yards, it's interesting. Sometimes one yard produces more honey than the other. The last 2 years, our bee yard down behind the church, we call them the holy bees, they have produced the most honey. They're in a better situation. I think there's lots more resources down there than what we have here in the neighborhood. So anyway, we had a good uh, honey harvest there, fall honey harvest, and we still have a few jars left, but not many. Like I said, we generally sell out of those. So anyway, this is where we are. I just haven't felt motivated really to get on the television, YouTube channel and talk about bees at this point. But it's time. One of the purposes of my channel, uh, in comparison to other channels, first of all, I am a master beekeeper, and so I'm bringing that level of qualification to the programming, just as Fred Dunn does with his. I've been watching Fred for years. He's a Cornell master beekeeper. And then there's David Burns, and David is an Eastern Apicultural Society uh, master beekeeper, which is probably the pinnacle. I looked up, I did a research on master beekeeping programs, and the top program is the Eastern Apicultural Society program that was instituted around 1977 by Dr. Roger Morse, who was the professor of apiculture at Cornell University. And so at the same time, Cornell instituted a master beekeeping course, which I think is probably the longest course, the oldest master course in the country. And then the third tier, some of the states offer master beekeeping courses, but those courses a lot of times are all uh, presented by volunteers, and so the level of expertise is questionable at times. But nevertheless, there are those opportunities. So if you're interested, I would suggest doing some research on the internet and keeping in mind that there are basically, I would say, three tiers of level of expertise. And I like the Cornell program mainly because Dr. Tom Seeley was involved in it for many, many years. Dr. Seeley was one of Dr. Morse's students. And then also we had in North Carolina, we have a history there with with Cornell. The professor here that started our program studied at Cornell and then came down here, and Dr. John Ambrose, and came down to NC State and started their program, master beekeeping program. And so, and then that was passed on uh, to ultimately to the state association, and has had several, 4 or 5 different iterations since I've been a part of that association. So I went back during COVID, which shut down everything here. I started my program with Cornell, and I'm happy to say that I did that. I'm glad it's over. Like I said, I took some time off to decompress and get back to normal and do some things around the house that needed to be done, and do some traveling with my wife and visiting kids. We also got to visit our kids up in Illinois. We have a daughter up there and her husband and 3 grandkids. We have 7 grandkids altogether. And anyway, so that's where we were. Now, back to what my purpose is as I have started to evolve and understand more. I think what I enjoy doing most is going out, as you will see in a minute, going out and interviewing some of our beekeepers that are here in the local area, accomplished beekeepers, and sharing their story with you all on this channel. So that's where we are at this point. Again, I apologize for being absent. I guess AWOL, absent without leave, so to speak. But I just need a little time off to decompress and get re-energized too. So anyway, that's where we are at this point. We're going to go visit Lynn Swanson, Dr. Lynn Swanson. Lynn is a retired veterinarian and ironically a Cornell graduate of vet school. And so she's started beekeeping just uh, I think 3 years ago now, and decided to go in a different direction rather than the standard 10 frame Langstroth hive that we all start with. She decided she wanted to do the horizontal hives. And not only that, but she's designed some very unique horizontal hives that are well insulated and heavy enough, probably heavy enough to withstand any hurricane that we get down here. And we get quite a few. So, except this year, we didn't get any. Thank goodness. So, anyway, she has a special design that she'll show us that put kind of a combination of a horizontal Langstroth horizontal hive with a Layens hive, and she has a special name for that. I won't steal her thunder. But anyway, without further ado, we're going to take you over out to a small community in Jones County. The community is called Maysville, and Jones County uh, is one of our eastern counties that goes back to the 1700s and is very rural, still very rural, agricultural. And we're going to go to Lynn's bee yard, and she's going to give us a, um, a visit in her bee yard. Okay, thank you.
We'll start again.
That's fine.
All right. So, hi, I'm Lynn Swanson. I'm a journeyman beekeeper from North Carolina, coastal North Carolina. And today we're going to be talking about horizontal hives. And of the 3 different kinds of horizontal hives that are best known, and the new kid on the block, I've got 2 favorites. One of them is a long lang. We're going to take a look at one of those today. And one of them is the new STS hive. It stands for Supers to the Side Hive. So come, let's take a look.
Okay, very good. All right, here we are. Yep, we're good.
So these are STS hives. Come around, take a look at the front of one of them. It's a big box hive. It's got 2 colonies, each one, lots and lots of room. This one is G1 and G2. We're going to take a look at G2 today.
Okay.
And this is a colony that requeen themselves, and we're going to be checking and seeing just how everything goes.
Okay.
But when you take a look at these hives, you can see you got R10 insulation on the top, room for 2 colonies, lots and lots of room. R7 insulation all around, so they're like this great big awesome bee tree. Each of the colonies, this is just me, but we've got hive tools for each one, and each colony also has a see-through inner cover. Love, love, love my see-through inner covers, because year-round, as long as the temperature's over 55, I can sneak on in there. I can say, that's what the numbers look like. That's what the activity looks like. This one might need a little attention. This one doesn't need a little attention. I can see their food consumption in the winter because in the see-through inner cover, each one has a hole. And in that hole, it could be corked. It could be a cork that has a very high temperature silicone tube that allows OA to be introduced to the hive. I could take out the cork and I could put a thing of fondant, like Hive Alive fondant, love the stuff, put that on there. So yeah, so we're going to take a look at this today.
This is great.
What the horizontal hives all have in common is this right here. This is a follower board. Okay, it's a great big board that separates this colony from this colony. And what's in the middle is open space. So in the winter, I can condense this hive down by moving this way and pulling out extra frames. I can expand this one if I want, or contract it. Either way, it gives you a lot of flexibility. This hive also uses what's called mega frames, which is the size of 1 deep plus 1 medium Langstroth frame. And the brood frames are 1 big continuous open space supported by, I use wooden skewers. You can use lots of different things to support the comb, but I just like the wooden skewers.
Okay.
The supers to the side, however, there's your deep Langstroth, and then you've got your medium Langstroth underneath, and they're attached in 2 different places by stainless steel zip ties. 14 cents a piece. You get them at your local Harbor Freight. Easy to get. Okay. Those, of course, are snipped and separated when it comes time to harvest.
Cool.
Okay. Turn that off for a second.
Okay, here we go.
So here we're skipping ahead just a little bit. We actually didn't find the queen. Okay, she could have been on the side, but we didn't find evidence she was there. We didn't find any new brood. We didn't find any new eggs. And so we did find those queen cells.
Yep.
What I did was I moved up some frames where the bees could build new worker comb for her to lay in, because otherwise she's going to have problems with this hive if she doesn't have that, because this hive otherwise would be nectar bound. We've had a fantastic nectar run this spring, but that comes with the potential issue in each of the hives of being nectar bound, and that affects the queen laying. So they're super happy bees. I'm going to let them do what they're doing. I'm going to recheck them in 1 week and see how those queen cells are, see if indeed they do get capped, and I'm going to be following them. So when it comes time to just close up the hive, the supers to the side hive, it's really super simple. I mean, you're just moving all of your frames over, shoulder to shoulder for the brood area, so that you've got no extra room for a lot of burr comb. When you start with your honey frames, because you want to build them out nice and wide, that's where you give yourself a little extra wiggle room. But this is such an easy hive to work. Little top on once you get your small hive beetle traps in there. Yep, none in there. But that's okay. We are always want to be proactive when it comes to small hive beetles. All right, girls, out of the way here. Beep, beep, beep. There you go. Take this in place. Okay, girls, come on down. And you notice that when I'm working with this hive, this other hive has no clue I'm even doing that because they have their towel over them. It's nice and dark.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And it's so easy to work these hives. Now,
Yeah.
you know, that said, I love my longlangs too. And I really didn't think I was going to love them as much as the SDS hives, because the STS hives have so much lovely room for the bees to put their resources and to move around.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I had been told, actually numerous times, oh, the longlang hives, you're just not going to get a lot of honey. You're going to get a lot of bees. Well, I'll tell you what, my longlang hive is my best producer.
Yeah.
Absolutely, hands down, 2 years running, I have a longlang hive, the best producer.
Look at this. I've noticed that they don't like the camera.
They don't like the camera, they're hanging out with the camera. Well, look at the color of it there.
Now that's part of it, but it might be emitting some signal or something.
There you go.
But I've had them really go crazy over my camera.
Over the camera.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm just moving the follower board into place. And these follower boards are wood on the inside. On this side I've got a layer of double bubble as just a little bit of insulation.
Mm-hmm.
But now our colony is all closed up. Now, once I close this up and close the top up, if I have a couple of stragglers, which often I do, we've got these little bee escapes.
Yeah.
And the bees can let themselves out.
Yeah.
Not an issue.
Mm-hmm.
It is something that I put a little cotton ball in during high robbing season.
Mm-hmm.
Just as a preventative, I think that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put down this.
That's cool.
Here. 2.
And does this come with a lizard or without?
Oh, all of our hives come with a lizard. But flower pot is optional.
Yeah, there
Flower
it goes.
pots are optional.
Yeah.
All right, we put these things away, and then let's go over to the
Okay.
long hive. I said long hive, I should have said long lang hive. All of these hives also have extra latches because, you know, we are in bear country, we are in hurricane country. And not to say that this is hurricane proof or bear proof, but it's the vertical hives I worry about. It's my nukes I worry about if we have any bad weather or predators. These guys, once they're built, and which, by the way, this is all open source, how to build these is all online. When you put them together, this box without the top, about 120 pounds when you don't have the follower boards and all those extra boards in them. So they're not too hard to move into place. Then we put the tops on. We have moved, as a matter of fact, we moved this one here because it was in an area originally put that had some ants. Mm-hmm. And so we figured, you know what, let's move it forward just a little bit. And so we had 2 strong guys move it with the roof in place, with the bees in place, with all the wood in place and everything else. They said with all of that, it was about 350 pounds. Mm-hmm. So this is a stable hive. It's not one, of course, you're going to use for moving all over the country, mm-hmm. you know, to other areas, but totally movable if you need to do it.
Okay.
And as I say, flower pots, optional.
All right. Okay. Get a look at the others. So you started with how many?
So we started with the first generation of STS hives. We had 3, that is 6 colonies.
3, okay.
We now have 6. We're well into our 3rd year using them. Take a look at this one over here. So we've changed the way we put the roof together. This roof here was a little too heavy, mm-hmm. and we wanted easier access to the IPM oil pans in the back. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're going to go into this long lang, which has the same kind of IPM oil pan. Mm-hmm. You just take this out and you slide your little tray out.
Sure.
It's got 3 trays because this particular one started out as housing for 3 nukes.
Okay.
Okay, so a nuke is going to be, your standard nuke is going to be 5 frames. But sometimes nukes and buyers don't align themselves exactly. And you have a hive, a little nucleus colony that really is bursting at the seams. They got to get out of that nuke box. So we had these designed so that we had 10 frame, 10 frame, 10 frame, and then we could put a nuke in there temporarily and then pull out the 5 frames when we had the buyer for them. That hasn't a problem this year. We have such a waiting list. So I figured, you know what, let's use these long-langs and see if we can overwinter colonies. Let's see how they do. And I'll tell you, that long-lang right there, again, 3 entrances, but only 1 is used. And this long-lang right here, again, 3 entrances, but only 1 is being used, are fantastic honey producers.
Cool.
Okay, these are my city bees. They were a cutout from a 140-year-old house in New Bern. And yep, and these guys were a split from some of my other colonies, so they're our genetics.
Okay.
Now, with this hive, I'm not going to go through all the frames because you'll notice with these, now these are just deep frames. These aren't the mega frames. So I have deep frames. Here's the brood the brood frames. These are all honey frames, and even though it's not painted white, this one with the nails and the screws, this is my follower board.
Right.
So this one colony is that big.
All right.
Okay, these are all honey frames. But what I want to look at with this colony here, hey girls, is right here, Bill. I don't know if you can see. That's a queen clip. And that queen clip has hanging off of it a queen cell. And it was probably the biggest queen cell I have ever seen in my life. Very loved, very well taken care of. I checked it about a week ago, and these bees were loving them up. Again, another situation where just had a well-producing queen, a proven queen. We wanted people with nukes that had proven queens. They didn't want new queens. So it's like, okay, you can have my 40 queen. Sent them to somebody who was buying nukes from us for the 2nd year running. She's already getting honey from that, by the way.
Sure.
And then this is going to be the successor. Okay, this queen. So all I want to do is I want to check this girl here. All right, where's my sugar syrup?
Yep.
And we'll check them out. Don't know if I'll need this, but if I need it, it's right there. Hi, girls. Which one wants to come out easy today? Come out easy? You want to come out. You just want to come out completely, don't you? Okay, we could do that. We could do that. Hi, girls. It's the lady with the nice syrup. I love these see-through inner covers. Did I say that already? I love these see-through inner covers. They're awesome. All right, let me see if I could find a frame that I can move out of the way. It's going to be this one to move those over. Got to be very, very careful with that. Don't want to drop our queen cell. I'm hoping that it's open from the bottom and we've got a new queen in here, and I'm going to just leave her be as long as that queen cell looks good. Let's see here. I can make just enough room. Okay. Normally, of course, I'd be coming from that side and moving all the frames over, but probably won't need to do that today. I hope not. Let's see what this looks like. If I can wiggle this guy out here. Yeah. Hi, girls. Hi, hi.
Oh, yeah.
Got a nice little honey frame here, all being built out. being capped over there. Looks beautiful. Other thing about the long langs and also the STS hives, basically the long hives, is you can do that. You know, you've got all this beautiful room for stuff. Things aren't hanging over the side.
They're on the ground.
No, not at all.
Right.
Not at all. Okay, and actually here, I'm going to switch, because my clunky little hands are not going to pick that up with these gloves. I'm switching to... So we do turtle rescue at Safe Harbor Farm, and we are really not into single-use plastics, single-use gloves, and all that kind of stuff. It's it's a shame that these can't be reused, but they just honestly can't. But this is a situation where manual dexterity trumps use of a single-use product once. And I'll still try to reuse them because that's just how I am. Alrighty. Hi, girly girls. Let's see. Those look like they go together. We're going to just move them 2 at a time here. Look at all that beautiful honey. It's going to be a very good harvest this year. Oops. Alrighty. Drum roll, please. Well, they haven't attached it with a lot of wax because it moved a little bit when I opened this up. Very gentle here. And look at that big old queen cell. And hello, everybody.
Yes.
So if you haven't tried this, it works really well. When you harvest your queen cell and you want to transfer them, make sure you harvest a lot of honeycomb on the top. This actually had a lot. The bees rearranged that, but you don't want to be pinching, you know, your queen.
Where did this come from? Which?
This one, I have to check my notes.
Okay.
I have to check my notes. But it's our genetics. It's our genetics right here. You got a nice open queen cell.
You got a queen.
Woo!
You got a virgin queen.
We have a queen. I'm going to leave them be another 10 days or so. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to check on her.
You should check on her. Yep.
Yep. Not going to check on her right now. No need to.
Hey, but that so far so good.
That's what I was hoping to see. So we didn't find the queen in the other one, but it looks like the bees may be taking care of the problem themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to give them a lot more credit than I would credit my assumptions.
Yep.
Otherwise.
Check your math, but I think they probably found some suitable larvae.
I hope, because we do have a problem with the dragonflies. All right, girls.
And then, yeah, further along in the summer, the I read where right now you've got an 80% chance of successful mating flights.
With dragonflies?
Well,
or
right
just
now.
in general? Oh, okay.
But midsummer, it drops down to 50%. And the other thing is, other part of that picture is queens will fly a lot further away, several miles or more, to get to a drone congregation area, whereas drones, they don't go very far. So the drones in this colony go a mile and a half, because they got to come back and refuel and go back out and come back and refuel. They'll make 2, 3, 4 trips out to that area each afternoon. But where your queen, she wants to mate with as many drones as possible, and not these drones. She's gonna go
She
4,
wants
5, 6 miles away.
yeah,
I read we're even 9
back.
miles.
There you go.
And that way, that ensures she's mating with a completely different genetic population of drones. It's very interesting. So.